welcome to the Chris Jones Show. I'm your host, Chris Jones. I have a very special guest today, Pastor Sabrina Nottage, life coach, founder. Pastor, I'm so excited to have you here today.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here today.
I wrote a book a couple years ago, like yourself. It was called 10 Ways Teenagers Mess Up Their Options. And in the book, I talked to our young women. I'm trying to address some issues they have around sex. Your book is so powerful. It's titled Naked and Not Ashamed. Tell us about this book and what was your purpose and what were you trying to say in it?
I wrote the book Naked and Not Ashamed because I wanted the naked truth. There are a lot of people that tell you mediocre things that happen in their life, but they never tell you exactly the detailed stuff that someone needs to know. And as I began to prepare to write Naked and Not Ashamed, I wanted to be free. Just wanted to be free of all the hurt and all the pain that I was going through. I just wanted to be free. So as I began to write the book, I released a lot of hurt, a lot of pain, and then I was able to also forgive.
So let's get into this book then. Who did you have to forgive and why?
Well, I had to forgive the person that molested me, the people that raped me, and it's like they stole my identity.
Right.
So in order for me to finish this book, it gave me a path also on forgiveness and healing. So there was a bishop that raped me. And then
a bishop?
A bishop at the church. I could tell you the story. It's in the book, but I talk about, for instance, I had a situation where I was going through having sex, always being involved in sex, and I wanted to come out of it. So I felt like if I go to the church that I get help, the necessary help I needed. So I confided in the man of God and asked him, could he help me? Could he save me? Could he get this sin out of me? And in turn of me sharing, he ended up taking advantage of that and had sex with me. So I became trouble for many years. So it really took a long time for me to heal.
At what age were you at that time?
I was 23.
Okay.
I was 23.
And so we have so many of our young women going through this, and they're watching this, and they feel your pain, and they feel what you was experiencing, what you were going through. What would you want to say to them, right now, because they're experiencing this. Believe me, it's real, it's true. What would you want to tell them or give them some type of advice right now?
I would tell them to share their story. I remember when I was at 11 years old when I was molested.
This started at 11?
It started at 11 years old. But I think it started even longer after that because my dad did some things that I did not know that he did. But it started at 11.
Did he help contribute to it?
He helped contribute to it, yes.
Okay.
But 11 years old, my mom's boyfriend molested me. And so it opened up a lot of, it's like it took away my identity. I didn't have an identity. And then my mom, she was on drugs, and we were surrounded by drug-infested areas.
Did your mom know what was happening?
At the time, she did not.
Okay.
She did not know at the time. And not only I was molested, but my sister, she was actually raped by her own father.
Was she older or younger?
No, she was way younger.
Way younger? At what age was she?
It started at a baby.
Oh, wow.
So it was a lot of things that wasn't shared, was threw up under the rug, and I got tired of it, just harboring everything in and holding things in and thinking it was supposed to be my burden to just hold it and share. So I just began to just cry out to the Lord, and I asked God, I need to forgive the molester, which was my stepfather.
Well, my audience is now wondering what happened to your sister. Yeah.
Well, my sister is still going through. She has not come to grips with what had actually happened. Neither has my mom.
Because this was her actual father.
This was her actual father.
Right.
But while I was growing up, I hated him. I couldn't stand him. I couldn't face him. And then I resented my mom because I felt that she should have been my protector.
And she didn't do anything.
And that's most times with children. They feel that if you bring someone in the home that the mom or the parent should be the protector. But most of the time when you get molested, it's mostly a family member. It's either a family member or a close relative or a close friend.
Wow. You have a chapter in here, let me see if I can find it real quick, where you say that you were Songs of an Ugly Duckling. And you started off with your little quote, 1 Corinthians 13. When I was a child, I spoke as a child. When I became an adult, I put away childish things. What were you saying here in chapter 6?
Well, chapter 6 is a deep thought process that I had to go through. I was dealing with my weaknesses as well as my strengths. I was dealing with failures. I was dealing with letting go. I was dealing with a lot of things, coming to grips with what really happened and what does that say about me. And so Songs of the Ugly Duckling is about, you know the story about the ugly duckling. All he saw was ugly things about himself. When he looked in the mirror, he saw ugly things, and that's exactly what the Songs of Ugly Duckling means.
Wow, that's powerful. Hey, we'll be right back. Hey guys, I'm Chris Jones. Welcome back. Listen, I got a very, very serious topic to talk about today. Talking about our young people education opportunities that are being lost. We're not taking schools seriously. I just found out 3 schools in the Maryland area all failed the English efficiency test. 25% of African Americans are failing this test nationally. 60% of Asians are passing it. So we're not doing what we need to do. Just texting and Facebooking, we're typing shorter, we're making up words, we LOL, and we're not learning the King's English. And we're not putting proper sentence structure and all that together. And we're forgetting how to just do the basic English proficiency test. Scores are so low. So I want you to take the time and get serious about your education. We will need you in these coming years. I'm doing a show called The Digital Age and how that has transformed the workplace. You have to be prepared today. You have to understand that you got to get your life together. You got to get your English together, your math, and take the time to do what's necessary. Life is not just a party. You can enjoy that later, but right now you got to get on what you need to do. We're not going into college or universities in the numbers that we should. We're just quitting and just giving up, and we can't. We need you. The baby boomers right now, 10,000 a day are turning 60. That means we need you to replace them in the workplace. It's coming. We need you to be prepared. We need you to step up and be ready to go. And to do that, you got to get in them books. You got to figure it out, what we need to do. And let's just go do it. My favorite quote is, better to be prepared for an opportunity than to have an opportunity and not be prepared. Will you be ready? Will you be ready? Somebody's going to give you that opportunity. Somebody's going to give it to you. I'm Chris Jones. For more information, my website is chrisjonesspeaks.com. Speaks with an S. chrisjonesspeaks.com. Thank you. Hey, welcome back to the Chris Jones Show. Here with my special guest, Sabrina Nottage, founder, life coach, and author of a powerful book, Naked and Not Ashamed. You shared some information that's very heart-wrenching, very touching, very moving. Mm-hmm. I know the young women who are watching this show, some of them may be experiencing some issues of this. Let's talk about now what they can do right now. They're 11, they're 15, they're 18, they're 23. They have never addressed it, never come to terms with it, never dealt with it. What would you want to tell them? What do we want to say?
I would say tell and find a support group. Mm-hmm. A support group. It could be in your church. It could be in your community.
When they go say, Pastor, you went to the church. The bishop raped you.
Yeah, true.
Okay,
true.
You can tell Dad raped your sister.
Right.
Or you can tell your stepfather he raped you.
Right.
So these support groups, do you go outside? You just find them online, or do you? You
can find them online. There's a lot of support groups online, but you can also find them through the church. There's a lot of women ministries that are out there that helps young women to get over the hurdles.
Is these some of the things you do with your care facility?
Yeah, Shekinah's Care Facility is an abuse center for teenagers and young adult women, where I take them in for a whole year at a transitioning housing.
Okay.
And I do the Esther. It's called the Esther role.
Esther.
Yeah, Esther in the Bible, where she
Right.
was pampered for 12 months before she got actually married. So we want to take these teenagers and not only tell them about the Word of God and tell them about the things that they, if they're experiencing, but have them have an open voice. They have a voice. So we're going to have theater there. We're going to have conferences and men mentors, which is very important to have men mentors, because most of the time teenagers grow up without a father, and sometimes we tend to go, become a lesbian or become certain other things other than becoming the women that we should become, and it's because we're looking for something to fill that hole. And so with that being said, I decided for Shekinah's Care that I wanted to have abuse center.
Pronounce the name again.
Shekinah's Care.
Spell that for me.
SHEKINAH.
Okay, and that's .com.
Oh, you want
Shekinah, yeah, I want the whole name. Shekinah Care Facility?
Yeah, Shekinah's Care Facility.
Okay, because I want them to be able to find you. I want them to know that they can even call and talk to you and get some information and ask about where some of these support groups are and where they can get some help. If they can't find it online, or if they just want to talk.
Okay.
They just want to talk. They just want to open up, or they just want to just order your book and get empowered,
Right.
and get motivated to change their life.
Yes.
Because that's what all we're trying to do here at the Chris Jones Show is empower our youth to change.
Amen.
And our women need help
Yes.
and understanding what they need to do to change their life. I'm Chris Jones, Pastor Nottage. I want to make sure I said it right. Pastor Nottage book, Naked and Not Ashamed. Make sure you get a copy. Make sure you call her. Make sure you reach out to her. Young people, don't sit there and don't think that you are helpless, that you cannot do something, because you can. The help is here, and we can help you. Thank you. Hey guys, I'm Chris Jones. Welcome back. Listen, I got a very, very serious topic to talk about today. Talking about our young people education opportunities that are being lost. We're not taking schools seriously. I just found out 3 schools in the Maryland area all failed the English efficiency test. 25% of African Americans are failing this test nationally. 60% of Asians are passing it. So we're not doing what we need to do. Just texting and Facebooking, we're typing shorter, we're making up words, we LOL, and we're not learning the King's English. And we're not putting proper sentence structure and all that together. And we're forgetting how to just do the basic English proficiency test. Scores are so low. So I want you to take the time and get serious about your education. We will need you in these coming years. I'm doing a show called The Digital Age and how that has transformed the workplace. You have to be prepared today. You have to understand that you got to get your life together. You got to get your English together, your math, and take the time to do what's necessary. Life is not just a party. You can enjoy that later, but right now you got to get on what you need to do. We're not going into college or universities in the numbers that we should. We're just quitting and just giving up, and we can't. We need you. The baby boomers right now, 10,000 a day are turning 60. That means we need you to replace them in the workplace. It's coming. We need you to be prepared. We need you to step up and be ready to go. And to do that, you got to get in them books. You got to figure out what we need to do. And let's just go do it. My favorite quote is, better to be prepared for an opportunity than to have an opportunity and not be prepared. Will you be ready? Will you be ready? Somebody's going to give you that opportunity. Somebody's going to give it to you. I'm Chris Jones. For more information, my website is chrisjonesspeaks.com. Speaks with an S. chrisjonesspeaks.com. Thank you. Hey, welcome back to the Chris Jones Show, here with Pastor Nottage. Pastor, we need to know some information about your book. We need to know information about the center, about you. How can we reach you? How can we find you?
Well, I have a website that's www.shekinahscarefacility.com. You can go on that website. It tells you a lot about the Abuse Center. If you want to make it a donation or give whatever, it's also on the website. If you want to purchase the book, that's also on the website. You can also purchase the book at www.authorhouse.com.
Now, is there any particular age group?
For the center?
For the center?
Yeah, for the age group, it's 15 to 30 years old.
Okay, 15 to 30? Okay. Because I know personally that females between 24 and 31, that's the highest cause for AIDS in the African American community. You know, so 15 to 30, that works.
Yeah, I had it just for teenagers, but I started evaluating a little bit more about our young women that, because I know I was late in my 20s when I really started dealing with the issues that were passed in my life, and I said, you know what, it'll benefit also young adult women that are trying to do something with their life, because the Abuse Center is not only about the abuse, it's about coming out of the abuse and making your life more bigger than what you've been through. So we offer GED classes.
Oh, great.
We offering sponsorship from other different companies and organizations that will help, the teenagers go to college, basic college courses or whatever have you. And we also we pamper them every month. This is what our Abuse Center is going to be about. We're going to have conferences, mentorship, as well as exercise, spa, all those things, so that when they leave the center, it's going to be a whole year for us to house our teenagers and everything, to get them to get them back to themselves. Because sometimes, us as adult women, we do everything for everybody else, but we never pamper ourselves. And then sometimes the teenagers are pressured. So we're going to teach those things to our teenagers, how to love themselves, how to respect their environment, and respect their mom, the parents, or whatever have you. And also the men that will be coming to the center, they will pour back into the lives of these women that have lost their fathers. So I want to hit home on all areas that, I've been through. Another thing, in the next 3 years, I would like to open up a boys' center that's going to be the same, because boys get raped too. They get molested too. We can't leave them out.
Yes,
and I think that, a lot of men carry a lot of issues because they're unable to talk about it. So I think, as well as we helping the teenage girls, we need to also help our teenage boys.
That's a very powerful statement, and those are true facts. That's why a lot of our boys are going to the homosexuality, coming out of jail and just being in homes, and they are being assaulted. Yeah,
and a lot of insecurity issues, a lot of, gang banging, a lot of things that they haven't been taught, thrown aside. And, it's like now fathers that used to be years ago is no longer in existence. So that's why we have to be able to create mentors for these people, for these teenagers.
Well, you have been an outstanding guest today. I am looking forward. Can I ask you to come back?
Yeah, sure.
I need you to come back.
I
need you to come back.
Well, thanks.
And by the way, I will also come out and speak for you. And
okay, women, most definitely then.
Boys, I tell you, I am so excited about you.
Oh, thanks.
Because what you have been through, what you have experienced, the story that you can tell is powerful. Our young people need to hear it.
Yes.
I need to hear it. I want to thank our guest today, Pastor Nottage. Make sure you get a contact and make sure you get her book. Oh, by the way, how's your book doing?
It's doing well. It's doing well. It's slowly progressing, but it's doing well. I get a lot of reviews of saying it's an excellent book. They couldn't put it down. And they found, and most of the pastors that do read the book, they say to me, I found myself in it. It's some issues that you touch. I really knock it out. I'm very transparent in the book. So
in the bookstores?
Barnes and Nobles.
Okay. Hey, she's in Barnes and Nobles.
Barnes
she's
and
all
Nobles,
over the place.
as well as Author House.
Make sure you get a copy. Naked and Not Ashamed by Pastor Nottage. I'm Chris Jones, empowering today's youth for change. We'll see you next time. Hey guys, I'm Chris Jones. Welcome back. Listen, I got a very, very serious topic to talk about today. Talking about our young people education opportunities that are being lost. We're not taking schools seriously. I just found out 3 schools in the Maryland area all failed the English efficiency test. 25% of African Americans are failing this test nationally. 60% of Asians are passing it. So we're not doing what we need to do. This texting and Facebooking, we're typing shorter, we're making up words, we LOL, and we're not learning the King's English. And we're not putting proper sentence structure and all that together. And we're forgetting how to just do the basic English proficiency test. Scores are so low. So I want you to take the time and get serious about your education. We will need you in these coming years. I'm doing a show called The Digital Age and how that has transformed the workplace. You have to be prepared today. You have to understand that you got to get your life together. You got to get your English together, your math, and take the time to do what's necessary. Life is not just a party. You can enjoy that later, but right now you got to get on what you need to do. We're not going into college or universities in the numbers that we should. We're just quitting and just giving up, and we can't. We need you. The baby boomers right now, 10,000 a day are turning 60. That means we need you to replace them in the workplace. It's coming. We need you to be prepared. We need you to step up and be ready to go. And to do that, you got to get in them books. You got to figure it out, what we need to do. And let's just go do it. My favorite quote is, better to be prepared for an opportunity than to have an opportunity and not be prepared. Will you be ready? Will you be ready? Somebody's going to give you that opportunity. Somebody's going to give it to you. I'm Chris Jones. For more information, my website is chrisjonesspeaks.com. Speaks with an S. chrisjonesspeaks.com. Thank you.